Yep, that's me, standing in my engine bay. Let me explain. I bought the Surf Hilux in a state of affairs.
Oh, look at the metal on that.
It had a lot of work to do, but that was the idea. We fixed everything mechanically, brand new gearbox rebuild, brand new suspension, everything you can imagine. And we effectively turned it into the most capable four-wheel drive I've ever owned. However, being very underpowered, overheating at the drop of a hat, only getting about a 200 kilometer range. There's a bunch of issues with this engine, and there is one way to fix this for sure. That is an engine conversion. With the help of Kaizen Fab, we will put every performance part possible on this engine and show you how to do it this episode.
Do not lift the head.
Let's get started. Get out of there! Get out of there! What are you? I'd like to say, guys, it's a sad day, but it's not. Alright, so last episode we told you guys that the last trip with this engine, and we weren't lying. So I've decided to go the 1KD engine conversion, which is the N70 motor. So Hilux to Hilux, getting the Kaizen Fab boys to sort me out. Me and Mac are going to jump in the Navara, head down and start building the engine. When we get back, the engine is coming out.
Can't believe we didn't go a TD42.
Okay, welcome to this episode where Macca has peer pressured TJ into engine swapping his... What year model's your Luxie?
1992 LN 106 Toyota Hilux Surf. Yep, we are on the blacktop in the highway. We're Gold Coast bound actually, are we? I don't know. We're heading south. Straight to see Nick and Mitch at Kaizen Fab. Got this motor ready to assemble. So that's what the job is today, I believe.
Nick's been doing a lot of behind the scenes work. He's got all the head all freshened up and redone. They've done a few little spicy mods that they may or may not tell us about. There is a reason why the Kaizen Fab 1KD engine is so elite, and some of that is some secret goodness that the boys do to them.
Here's one. He's already done a compound turbo 1KD in his Toyota Surf, so and definitely is the right person to be working on mine.
Oh, there is no better person. You saw them help me build the compounds on the 6.7 Cummins. So we got Mitch and Nick again. These, tell you, a couple of up and coming young lads, these guys. They are working hard and they've opened their website.
I feel like the boys are going to do well because they're just extremely passionate and very good at what they do.
And for those wondering what a 1KD is, a 1KD is what is in your Toyota Hilux N70.
It's a pre-DPF model.
Pre-DPF, 3 litre diesel engine. Not the current N80s have a 2.8 litre diesel, turbo diesel.
Yeah, hence why it can do such big power if you put the right parts in that engine.
Yes, exactly.
People might ask why I went the 1KD. It was just the 1UZ obviously is a V8 that fits in, but I feel like the 1KD is just a way cooler swap.
So that's the plan, guys. We're going to get more power, more reliability and aircon. That is the 3 main goals for this engine swap.
Tick, tick, tick. What are you looking at, Macca?
Oh, I'm looking at a 1KD block. Look at it. Full, empty, ready to go. Machined already? Already machined. Woo. So the balls are looking brand spanking new.
0.5 over.
0.5 over.
Decked it and checked the journals. Ready to go. JOH Engineering out of Ipswich sorted us out.
Good man, good man. Good. What that means is each bore has been oversized, drilled out, or machined out. The decking of the head, which is under there, we'll see later. They have literally skimmed the tiniest bit off the top. Dead, perfect, flat, like a brand new block, but better.
Alrighty guys, welcome to Kaizen Fab.
Shop for now.
We have Nick here working hard. What are you doing right now? I think getting the seals in.
Yeah, we're just knocking the seals into the front case and then we'll do the rear main seal into that. Everything else ready to go. All the bearings have been measured, everything's been pre-checked, so that's why a lot of this stuff's already opened.
Correct in saying today the main job is assembling the motor.
Yeah, so all the pre-checks have already been done, so like 80% of the work has already been done. All the cleaning's done, so now it's just going to be slapping it all together. Bit of lube, bit of torque wrenching.
So what you're saying is, all the hard work's done, we just come in for the cream.
Exactly, yes.
So I'm the apprentice today. Is this left-handed or right-handed?
Ambidextrous, that one. You hold it here.
Oh, hold that one? Okay.
It's a quiet one, spin it.
Oh, why is it so quiet?
No teeth in there. One weight bearing, 0 backlash.
Wow. Can I touch this? Oh.
Yeah, safety fan.
Oh.
Guys, I also apologise. My gimbal broke this morning. It's gone. It's done. So today's a bit shaky. So this tray of nuts and bolts is just a supply tray, or is it actually?
It's just a supply tray, so each line's a motor.
Oh.
Just when we
Okay.
pull apart and strip them, we line them up so they get all the same shit back in them.
Safety blades on that too.
Safety blades, yeah. Yeah, you put your finger in and they just stop.
The blood from your fingers lubricates the motors.
Yeah, exactly right. Stand back, people. Sky up 4.0. Woo!
We're cranking into the job now.
Oh. Alright,
What
so
we got here?
really cranking into it. That's the same joke. Okay, so cranks in, and these are called
Main caps.
main caps, that's it. And you would hear of things like in small block chefs and big block chefs, 2 and 4 bolt mains. That is how many bolts hold down these.
Oh, really? How do you even know?
I've pulled down small blocks before, I just haven't had to put them back together. The 4 bolts in the old stuff is stronger, but in the new stuff, I'm assuming the size of these caps and the size of the bolts are a lot larger, and that's why they only need 2.
So like in a 350, you're on a 7/16 rod bolt, and this is a 14mm bolt, so like
Yeah.
3 mils bigger in diameter.
Massive, yeah, so.
Makes the 350s look like child's toys.
Yeah, and it's a little 4-cylinder diesel.
So they're all numbered, they're all directional. Cannot get that wrong.
I can tell I'm going to learn a lot today. To be honest, I learn a lot just editing the Cummins.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's quite interesting when it's your own engine anyway, especially when it's your own.
I really like this stuff. Like, it's stuff I always wanted to get into and learn, but was always too scared that I'd put it together and turn it over and it'd blow up, which is a high possibility, hey Nick?
I'm still scared. So we've done a little bit of testing with these.
Yep.
So sort of the first failure mode in a KD is these bolts.
Okay.
So we've seen it where motors are hydraulic locked, and rather than bending a rod, it just stretches these bolts. So you're like, oh, it was knocky, and you go to pull it apart, and like normally this cylinder 3 or 4 gets water in it because that's where the inlet is, and you'll pull it apart, and these 3 bolts will be loose.
True.
So I got some ARP studs made up to suit this application, and we tensile tested them, and the Toyota bolts are like nearly as good as the ARP ones. So from there it's a girdle plate, but like we're seeing it when they hydraulic lock that it'll fail.
What Nick was just saying is basically these studs, these bolts are tested to 700-800 horsepower before failure.
Yeah,
Unless you hydro lock your engine.
yeah, unless you're sucking in heaps of water. That's a full 3,000 of thrust. Wow.
On the crankshaft.
We're checking the thrust on the crankshafts. The only 2 measurements we have left is that and the piston protrusion, but I have to assemble them to do that.
Thrust on the crankshaft.
Yeah, if you could please, Matt.
What does max thrust measure at? 1,000?
It's raining, it's cold today, alright guys?
Put it out of the fucking plastic sheet, bro.
Oh, I thought it was like a go over and you reuse it.
No,
You can afford paper?
Yeah.
0.12.
0.12.
0.12.
Yes, please.
And we need to be between 0.04 and 0.24.
Correct.
We're smack bang in the middle. Nice.
Toyota did us good.
Toyota did us great. This is what we're talking about with decking the head. So a machine skims across this and just takes layers off. You might have seen it on Instagram, there's like videos going around. It's really cool and really pleasing to watch. And so that is dead flat. You hear of guys warping heads or lifting heads and things.
Pretty much the engine that's currently in it.
Yeah, pretty much your 2.4 litre. This gets warped and twisted, and that allows bad things to happen, doesn't it? It changes compression,
So
it
bad-
allows water through. Like,
There is actually a possibility, guys, that my current 2.4 would need that sort of situation to happen again. Many things could be wrong with that, to be honest, but that is one of them.
there's little stubby ratchets, that's kind of cool. Some screwdrivers. Just don't worry about the rest of that. Just blur that out. Thanks, TJ. Yep.
So there's 2 things you got to check here. Where the front of the piston is, We've got an arrow pointing to the front. And on our con rods, we have a little notch, which is also the front. So we line them up and we push it in.
So that's why my engine, that if I built it, would have blown apart, because I would have not done that.
What can we say is upgraded for my engine?
So over like what you would get in a stock car. So we've got a HP4 fuel pump. So this is out of a Land Cruiser. That'll give you enough fuel for like 500 horsepower at the tires.
Big Aussie boy!
Yeah. We then have a D-lipped piston. So these are a genuine Toyota piston in the latest series, and we machine the bowl out to prevent cracking. So we've never had any issues with them cracking, and we've abused them in a lot of ways.
Like your 450 horsepower Celica that's running 9-second quarter miles.
Yes. Nines, that'd be nice, I wish. Tens.
What do you mean? Tens. That's still bloody fast.
Yeah. We have a little bit more piston to bore clearance than a factory setup. Factory is 07 to 09, and we are 09 on the piston to bore. Slightly bigger ring gaps, end gaps. So we go the next size up ring, so we use a 1mm over ring and grind them down to get the right gaps, because obviously that bigger bore gives us more end gap.
Yeah, obviously,
Did
yeah.
you-
I'm keeping up. I'm keeping
Sorry.
up. I know. I understand fuel pump upgrade.
yeah. So there's a lot of science in the pistons, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And you know, between a lot of shops, there's been a lot of work done on them, and yeah, we found that.
So it's a lot of secret sauce stuff from the K's and Fab boys, which is why you get them to build your engine. You need to get like, you know, like when you buy a K's and Fab engine, like you need a signature top, I think, on it.
A top.
Yeah, I'm thinking this, like those colours, like
Like a badge, you mean?
like a badge.
Maybe. That's a Mitch job. I'm not the marketing guy. Yeah, so this is the head. Been decked, acid washed, new valves, new springs, new retainers. And then the upgrade part is this guy here, which we get machined locally, and it's a valve stem seal retainer. So essentially the factory valve stem seals are just like a soft press on. In the exhaust side they blow off and they just burn a little bit of oil at startup, and in general it's not good. So we machine up these little guys, and they sit under the valve spring and over the valve stem seal, so it holds it down and stops them blowing off.
So that's a little run through of basically the upgrades this engine has over a factory one.
Exactly why you wouldn't go a crate motor.
And a good reason, why you don't need to go a crate motor. It's probably better a built motor.
Builded.
Builded for the big horses.
B-I-L-D, build.
Build. B-I-L-D.
Don't tell anyone, but with the KD, but don't post it online. We actually don't have to do anything to make 400 horsepower. Stock head, stock crank, stock rods, nothing.
But the 4J boys do. Awkward.
Don't tell them.
The list, we got Kaito Sutton's on the list.
Oh, look out!
Rebuild his F55 turbo. Someone's a little rough on the gear as always, I tell ya.
This is a piston ring compressor. It clamps the oil ringy things so that you can fit the roddy thing into the explodey part.
Perfect.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
These are the parts that make an engine work, but what made these parts?
More of them.
Okay, so next question. What machine made that machine?
Some of those machines, I suppose, but the thing is, where was the first one of these made? So that's a lead screw, and that controls the movement of that in relation to that.
Like
and at
this.
some point, that had to be made by hand. I want to know who that bloke is. He's the real MVP.
So this all stems back to what came first, the chicken or the egg.
Oh, you can just go back so many steps. So then what made the tool that carved the thread, Nick?
Oh, stop it. I'm out. I'm out.
So satisfying to watch.
Oh no. You see what's going on here, TJ? Now? You've got the main caps that hold the crank in to the block, and then you have the, what would you call them, piston rod caps?
Big end caps.
Big end caps, these are called.
Oh, so when people say I've done a big end, what does that even mean?
Big end. Little end.
Ah.
Big end, when they've done a big end, it normally means that either the bearing has spun in here or that it's just worn out.
Okay, yeah. So the bearing isn't like what you would think with all those ball bearings and stuff in it. It's like literally, I guess you'd call it nearly a wear shim of some description. Would you call it, Nick?
Here are some old dirty ones. And yeah, so they just sit around there and they rely on a hydraulic wedge to
Ah, right. So oil actually sits between it.
Yeah. So if this ever touches the crank straight away, it's fast.
So that's a big end.
That's a
bearing.
big end bearing. Yeah.
So it's not what you would picture. Like you picture like a bearing in like your wheel bearings.
Yeah.
They're not. They're different. We have the gaskets, yeah?
Yeah.
Silicone.
Is it the timing gears turn the oil pump?
Yes. Timing gears.
So timing gears turn the oil pump. And Nick's just explained to me how the hell it works. Oil falls in here. And then as this comes around, that hole gets smaller. And as it gets smaller, it shoots the oil out.
Incredible!
So timing gears also run the fuel pump by the look of things.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that was very pleasing. Things are making heaps more sense to me now, eh?
Yeah.
I was like, where's all these galleries and all these things in the engine? And now I can see them. I sort of know what's going on. Gear here is the one that makes the power. We got story time with Nick. My question was, like, obviously these gears turn the oil pump. That's just the crank. What's that one?
That's just an idler gear.
Idler gear, which spins the fuel pump. How does all this time into the head's cam spin?
So off the front of this,
Yep.
we then have another sprocket that bolts on here, and then we have our timing belt up to the head.
Ah.
But what we're missing in this motor, different to others, is we've done a balance shafter loop. So normally there's some extra gears in here that I disposed of. So the KDs have an issue where these will shit the oil, shit the bearings, because they're the last thing to get fed in the oil gallery.
Oh.
And so it's not a common reliability problem, but it pops up. So we just take them out, block all the oil galleries off. They make no difference to the overall vibration of the motor.
Sorry, Toyota, you got that one wrong.
Yeah, suppose we're better than you now. Maybe maybe the 4J should have put some balance.
Oh, shots fired! Water pump, harmonic balancer.
Ooh.
Which?
Alrighty, starting to come together now. It's starting to look like a motor. Just need the top half, yeah?
The head to go, yeah. Just about.
How exciting.
Now you've blown the head gasket.
If you are enjoying this episode and you are not subscribed yet, head over and hit that button. It helps us out a heap, and we are banging out new content for you every single week. Don't want you to miss out on anything, and there is plenty more to come.
This is where the smarts begin. Control of the engine, one would say.
Is this when Mitch is showing up?
They're really dumbing down for us, Nick. How's the head work?
So on the intake we have suck, and then underneath we have squeeze, and then bang, and then the exhaust we have blow. So suck, squeeze, bang, blow.
Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Say that real fast, like 4 times. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Nah, I can't.
You can't say it fast once.
The head bolts?
Yeah, you got to talk them good. You're gonna do so well.
Yeah.
Sorry, torque the bolts right.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm confused. What are we doing?
Stay in your hole. Do not lift the head.
That's alright, Nick. Mac's already given him the torque.
Oh, it's all good.
Stress less, my friend. So I was getting a little confused, but now I understand, because I've only really worked on pushrod engines where the cam pushes rocker arms, whereas this is an overhead cam which directly pushes on the buckets.
No need for any of those extra bibbly bops.
Double overhead cam. Direct fuel injection. Yeah, see the Cummins is a pushrod engine still. Yeah, mate, yep. Been like slaving all day on this engine. I've been doing heaps. I feel like the sun holding the torch and losing all the 10 mils. That's been my job today.
Oh, that one was fucking tight.
Big strong Aussie boy. Oh no!
I'll leave it.
that?
Do you want
Did you just put that in? No warranty on that.
it? Guys, we're just about to put the camshaft in.
Mac backwards.
Yeah, it's the Mac rod.
And you got to line that up with that dot on that one.
Do not stuff it, TJ. Do not stuff it. Don't stuff it.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Do you get it? Go in for the engine.
Amazing.
Cert 1 in engine building.
No drama. Why do they call it an engine?
I don't know. Maybe from engineering. What came first? Engine or engineering?
Guys, leave a comment. Did the engine come first or did the engineer? So guys, I was just wondering, one, why these have to line up. It's because of the valves pushing up, but then that's why this is a weird shape, because it spins but it has to go up and down.
They're called load.
How cool's the clear timing cover? It's
We've got some shiny bolts for you.
They are cool bolts.
time for injectors, rocker cover, or what is it, cam cover, I should say.
There's so many different names.
Motor top.
Motor, the top of the engine.
The motor top.
Yeah.
30 caps on these injectors.
Is this one of the parts that are getting upgraded?
So brand new injectors, and these bad boys are plus 30 nozzles. So you guys might remember when Nick put them on my Cummins, my 6.7 Cummins, we upgraded to
I don't know,
big 70, 100 plus. They're
We
big.
called the American, GNL called the Americans, and they said, hey, we want to go fast.
Yep.
And they gave us them.
Fast ones. So yeah, they could even be plus 300s because Americans are crazy.
Plus
Anyway.
69s.
Plus 69, plus 30. So what's that mean? 30% more fuel spray?
It's actually 30% diameter increase on the little holes in the top. So it's more than 30% fuel flow. But yeah,
Ah, okay.
it's a convention that the tyres gave us and we adopted poorly.
It's all very exciting. Ah, the top. Actually, no, looks alright, Silver. It's all good. Fuel rail return, sorry.
Turn that fuel rail is in. Injectors are in.
We're getting there, we're close. Very exciting though.
Clear timing cover. Check. Thailand anodized bolts. Check.
This is a bit of a sneak peek update on the K-Truck, mate.
We are building one extra cross member because the more the better. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's going to be strong enough though.
Well, he's a plumber. What do you expect? Give us a bloody living
Macca is about to get stuck into ripping this engine out, cleaning her up and getting it ready basically for the next step.
For sale, 2.4 litre, 2 LTE, never rain. It doesn't burn out. Why are you getting rid of this thing?
Wait till the next one goes in. Okay, so that was officially the last time the motor's on.
That was that was the last burnout it did on this engine. I'm amazed it lit up. Alrighty. What is that, a 2.4 litre? Man, only milk and juice comes in 2 litres. Just kidding. We are removing this bad boy because it just runs way too friggin' hot. And it doesn't have aircon. 2 bad things. That means heat on heat on heat. We're changing it for something spicy, which I think is of course I think it, I talked him into it. But I think it's one of the best conversions you could do on an LA 106. And the K's and Fab boys have made it all possible with their wealth of bloody knowledge. So they build standalone looms, they build 1KDs, they boost them up, fuel them up. They're just the absolute experts. So we're in good hands with this one. I got the easy job, rip, tear, bust. Got to get this engine out today, clear up a bit of the engine bay, and we'll look into getting a new engine back in. Down with the boys. Oh, by the way, I've only got like 1 day to do this. Drop the front tail shaft off, get rid of that. I'm gonna leave the rear one in because gearbox is gonna stay in the car. Gonna unbolt that because we're keeping the A340. It bolts straight up to the 1KD apparently. So yeah, other than that, it's just removing all the wiring, unbolt the engine, unbolt the gearbox, unbolt the air intake, unbolt the exhaust, and yeah, we're gonna get it all out. Toolbox Talks. We got Simo back. It's cracking, mate.
Oh, not much, mate. Better pull this donk.
Yeah, just loves cars, this bloke, I tell you. Can't stop him. PPE.
Safety boots.
I got so many holes in my legs from welding the other day. Let's rock, paper, scissors. Who goes on top and who goes underneath? Ready? Rock, shotgun top.
Oh. Alrighty, Mac and Simo get stuck into removing this engine.
Interesting.
I am told this is, in fact,
Nice.
a fast part of an engine conversion, removing everything. The hard stuff is yet to come. The boys get stuck in and absolutely rip this thing out in no time at all.
Okay, TJ. I'm bleeding already, mate, so that is blood, sweat, and tears going into your Hilux. We've done a lot of work to this car, actually. It's like, what have we done? Suspension, we've done the front end, we've done a bull bar on, bull bar off, winch in, winch out. We've done interior, we've done some stereo wiring, we've done 12 volt, built a tub rack. How fun's playing with cars? There's so much you can do. Yeah, what's your thoughts on the match? How's it going so far?
Yeah, pretty good. We got a bit down in the first half, but we're coming back.
Yep.
Second half, come out strong.
Yep, righto. Yeah, well, you know you're down 50 nil.
Yeah, well, someone had to start in the bottom, eh?
Now's the stage of the build where we basically test the tensile strength of absolutely anything that's still attached to the chassis, car, or gearbox. Hopefully nothing. So we're going to roll this car back, get the engine crane up. We might pull this bonnet off, give ourselves a bit more room. Wish us luck. Let's pull this engine out. It's coming up nice and flat too.
Yeah.
Might just pull it back a little bit. Dude, this is like magic.
We're getting pretty good at this,
Yeah.
Plumber and a Sparky.
Plumber and Sparky engine removals. Macca and Simo's engine removals.
Drive it here, we'll pull the motor out.
Yeah. You just won't be driving out.
Yeah.
King Chrome to the rescue. Woo-hoo!
That's it.
All right. Woo-hoo-hoo! Engine's out. Sweet like lemons. Check it out, boys and girls. Woo! There's no bloody engine in there anymore, Simo. So just want to quickly talk about tiny little chassis rails made out of like 2mm steel from Toyota. We'll come over to the old K-Truck. 150mm, 4mm C-section chassis plated in with 4mm with another 4mm plate on the outside to strengthen it until it's fully engineered is legal. That is fine, fully legal because Toyota said so. I know which one I'd rather be driving. Get TJ to come clean it up, eh? TJ? Just kick her in the guts. Let's hope this handbrake works, eh?
Time for a bit of a quick freshen up before we load this thing on the trailer and take it down to the boys for its brand new engine. Alrighty, we are about to hit it with some paint, clean it up, get it pretty, and next episode, engine goes in.
Or is it this episode? No, it's next one. No, you're right.
I hope it's not this episode.
Yeah, no, because we heaps won't make it. Next episode, 1KD going in and making brum brum noises. I have a present for you. This is a Racework remote power steering reservoir.
That's exciting.
How much flashier does that look? We'll have to get another one for the K-Truck, but I think it deserves to go in the LN.
Thanks, Macca.
That's right.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, it's things I do for you, son. Now, being that this is going to be a show car engine bay, we're probably going to have to weld up every single hole in the engine bay ever.
Oh, so we're not show carring?
No, we're not show carring. I'm sorry, but this car's it's far too far gone to show car it. It's got a nice interior though. Flicking a bit of steel it over it. This stuff seems to be impressing me every time I use it, so we're going to continue to do so and see what kind of longevity we get out of it. See if it's worth the $80 a can. Drives really flat and nice though.
Guys, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the episode where we get this thing turning over with all the spicy gear going on it. It's going to be an episode you don't want to miss.